What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the C Midas channel. Today I'm going to do a little quick review of probably the next power upgrade for my Mark II Audi TT. These are the USPMotorsports Highflow cats and downpipes, and I modified my stock headers to go with them. But basically these are stainless steel. They're mandrel bent. They got dual 200 cell cats. They're ceramic, you can see in there. And they say they're about 10 pounds lighter than factory, the whole setup. And it's said to add up to about 26 horsepower. What I did was when I got these, I checked everything out. You see they did TIG welds on them. So not the robotic welds and all that. And but anyway, what I did was to increase performance a little bit. When I got these, I went over the welds, and it's about to fall. For some reason, they did a inside weld here. I don't know if you can see that on camera right here, but they added another inner pipe right here, a short one. I'm guessing for strength, or maybe to keep this in place, but it was real intrusive. It went in quite a bit. You can see in the pictures here. So what I did was I grinded them back and gave them a little bevel to open them up to about a 2-inch, because these are 2-inch pipes. I think that's a little bit bigger than the factory pipes. I think the factory pipes are like just under 2-inch, so like 1 point something. I don't know if you can see them down there. Well, you can't see them. I can't get the camera down here, sorry. But just opened it up a little bit, and I also opened up my stock headers up to 2-inch to match. You can see I ported them, I gasket matched them, and also here too, the ports also all the way through. You can see right there. Went all the way back as far as I could to get everything in shape, the whole port throughout, to try to get them to you know, open up the whole way through and not just at the ports. So also I went and looked in the pipe, and it's real smooth on the inside. I think they did like a slip joint weld, so you know, basically welded the outside, but it left the inside real smooth, so that was a good thing. And even on the back pipe back here, I got it taped up now, you can't see, but I looked in there, it was real smooth the whole way through, so that's going to help with power also. So I'm probably gonna heat wrap these with some of the DEI thermal wrap on this. And the headers, I was trying to see how I could wrap them for the longest time, but you can see there's nothing to go through right here, except when I was looking at it again the other day, it has these 2 holes right here, so I could probably get some of the wrap around this and then put some of the stainless steel straps through here to go around here and around this edge, and then probably another one to go through to hold it there, and then from there just wrap it all the way down. So just figured that out, so that will help too. And then I'm gonna put some of this wrap under the heat shield, under the stock downpipe manifold heat shield, to further help keep heat into the exhaust, which will actually help the exhaust gases move faster and keep heat out of the engine bay. I held off on this for a long time because I was trying to figure some things out. Like I said, I bored these out. I took that inner weld out, and then I had a ugly weld put on the back. because I did the same thing back in the day on my 12 valve VR6 on my B4 Passat, and it was a popular modification. I took the stock downpipes and we would just ground out that inner weld, but you had to get them back welded because they would break from all the heat and everything, and so you had to get them back welded after you took that out. And then I did the same thing. I ported out the stock manifold headers, and it made a good difference too. I think I had the I forgot whose high-flow cats I had on that car. One of the companies that was popular at that time. I think it was Tectonics had a high-flow cat for the 12 valve VR6 back in the day, and I ran that. I think I had a new speed chip and all that, but I remember doing this mod with the downpipe mod, and it was a noticeable difference that you could feel. I was on the fence for a long time about getting some of the headers, but all the headers I've seen except for the eBay ones are real expensive. But when I read reviews and people that did it, they said basically they didn't feel anything with them. But this one, the few reviews I read on this is people said they did feel a difference. So I decided to go with these, and but I held off for a long time because I wanted to do something with my manifold, because I have to take this manifold off, which shouldn't be that hard on this car, because on the TT I heard that because you have more room right here to get to the bolts, that you don't have to take the bumper off or anything, so it's easier to take the manifold off on this car. So I was going to do that. I was going to heat treat the back of the intake manifold under here, put some heat shielding under it to keep all the heat coming up from the steel valve cover. Now, I'm probably still going to do that, but I want to powder coat the valve cover and do something with the manifold. So I bought I bought the diaphragm that goes in here, the PCV diaphragm, the upgraded RKX one, and valve cover gasket, all that stuff. And I was also on the fence of doing cams for a long time, but nobody really has them in stock. So, but that's still something I might do later, do cams later. So I think for now, since this manifold is so easy to take off, I might just go ahead and take off only the manifold and just go ahead and throw the headers and cats on now, and then decide how, what theme I want to go with the valve cover and everything. Hold on one second, we got a lot of noise. Ice cream truck. Sorry about that. That ice cream truck was super loud. But anyway, part of the thing that was holding me up was trying to decide on what route I want to go with prettying up the engine bay. And I got a few ideas, but not 100%. The other thing that was holding me up is this system is not specifically for the TT, it's for the R32. So I talked to a few people, a few tuners, and they all said that it would fit, but they said these hangers might have to be moved, so I'm probably gonna have to cut these off and have them re-welded, maybe in a different spot, maybe. And also they said that this rear pipe right here is might be shorter or longer than the R32. I think the R32 might be a longer car than the TT, so I might possibly have to shorten this, have this cut and have it re-welded. So that was the other thing holding me up, because I would have to do this like on a weekend, when I'm not working, and take it to one of the weld shops, and most of them are only open on Saturday. So I would have to get all this off, get everything back together, and get to a weld shop, which they usually close earlier on Saturdays. So I was hoping I was going to be off on like a Friday and be able to get this done. But I think there's one shop, the shop that welded the back of this is not all that pretty. I think they're open on Sunday, so I might, like I said, might go ahead and try to get all this on this weekend and have everything done. But basically that's it for this video. I did look at another channel, the Asian Garage. He has a Mark II Audi TT2 3.2 liter, and he took his downpiping cats off, because I was wondering if I was gonna have to drop the subframe to get these off, but that's not the case. The flex pipe is real flexible, and there's a lot of room to get that down. The only thing on this car is the downpipes are welded to the cats, so it's not like how they traditionally do them, where you could remove the mid pipe away from the downpipe with the cats. You can't do that on the TT, and I think maybe some of the newer cars, newer Audis and Volkswagen might have it like that. I'm not sure, but I know on this TT it's welded to the cats. I don't know why they did that, because I probably would have just, you know, bored out the downpipe and put some sport cats in, but that wasn't the case, so had to go this route. So all right, that's it for this video. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. If anyone else has done anything like this, you know, leave me some advice in the comments, or whatever your experiences were and stuff like that. So hopefully I'm gonna get at least that 26 horsepower that they claim. I think that's to the wheels. I know they said I think they said 21 or 19 to the wheels, but up to 26 horsepower. So I think I'm gonna get that with little modifications that I did, maybe a little more, hopefully. And I did, you know, like I said, I did the throttle body mod recently. I've been feeling that a lot. That was a good upgrade. I feel it like just after 2,000 RPM, you know, the acceleration really ramps up from there. But other than that, I need to do motor mounts. I just looked at these and looked like this one is hanging all the way down, so I'm probably gonna do the old 34s, and I gotta do some suspension upgrades coming soon after all this. So leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.